Good morning everybody and welcome to RAF Lakenheath. We're here, if you've only just joined me, we're here with the 48th Fighter Wing here in Suffolk. Glorious morning. The red tails are coming over to the north at the moment. It's going to be a mass launch by the looks of it. So I'm going to pan around to these and these here. If you had just joined us, welcome. We're on Facebook and on YouTube. First time using the brand new camera. And I hope everyone's well. So if you have just joined us, this is your first time of viewing. This is Lakenheath. These are the 494th red tails. We have red tails, we have blue tails, and we have the yellows. Reds are 494th, the blues are the 492nd, and then we have the yellows, which are the 493rd. So these are the 494th, sorry. And saying good morning to Shirley, Chris, Glenn. Hi Chris, I'm very well, hope you're well. Hi Ken, hi Keith. Hope you're all keeping well. Now we will be dropping in and out of streams today. So I'm just going to pan around for you over this side here. This is known as the EOR, which is the end of the runway, funnily enough, and this is where the guys will be armed or disarmed depending on what end of the runway. Obviously here they're being armed up for mission. The guys around the bottom of the aircraft are crew chiefs. They'll be going around and just checking, visually checking, talking to the pilots, making sure everything is okay with the aircraft and getting ready for launch. And saying hi to Ian on YouTube, hope you're well, and saying hi to Darren, Graham and Jordan and Luke and Sven. Like I said, this is a new camera, so bear with me. I'm just trying to get used to it. It takes a bit used to. So these are, looks like it's going to be a mass launch by the 494th. Runway 24 is in use at present time. So the guys over this side, the north side, they've already had their visual checks, so they are ready to launch. They are ready to go. And the other guys, the other side, like I said, they're just getting checked over, make sure everything's okay. And if you do have any questions, please do ask. I'll hope to be able to answer them for you. And saying hi to Mark Anthony, hope you're well. And earlier on it was quite cloudy here. The sun has now appeared. About 24 degrees, and you should see quite a bit of heat haze coming off the ground. And saying hi to Brian, Jacqueline, good morning, first time at Lakenheath for me. Well, if you're first time here, come and say hello. I won't bite, I promise. And saying hi to Ryan, saying hi to Ken, hi John, hope you're well, family well. Yeah, we're all well, thank you very much. Hope you're all keeping well, keeping safe. Saying hi to Janet, Caroline Booty, morning Caroline, and John, and Claudine, bonjour, bonjour to you. So like I said, what'll happen is this lot will depart, and then once they depart depends on what else will happen. I will either log off and then come back on a bit later. We're just going to roll with it, see how we get on this morning. Hopefully it'll be a nice action-packed morning for you like it was yesterday. And as we speak, I can still see more taxiing down for us. So it looks like it's going to be quite a big launch. So like I said, if you have any questions, please do ask, and if I can answer them, I will. Good morning, Nigel Ward from Bolton. Good morning to you. And Caroline Booty, lots of activity coming from RAF Marham apparently this week over Norfolk. Yes, apparently they are doing some night flying till 3 o'clock in the morning. They are getting ready for a deployment. They're being headed off to a ship out to sea. Morning, Ben. And morning, Ben Price. Lovely view. Can you throw a hello to the AV Geeks Assembles page? Good morning to you all. Morning, Cliff. Morning, Martin and Matt and Scott. You have a fellow YouTube streaming channel for a company this morning. So don't forget, we are on YouTube as well. And saying hi to Paul and Phil. And hi, Martin from Australia. Good morning to you. Thank you much for joining us. Now, sometimes this takes a while for these guys to get ready to launch. They're just going through the normal routine, making sure the aircraft is airworthy, any technical issues, they're talking to each other, they're just basically going about the mission, getting themselves hyped up, ready to rock and roll. And then hopefully in a few minutes they will depart. And when they do depart, if you've only just joined us, this is the first time, I will be quiet so you can listen to the burners as they depart. And it is pretty awesome to watch these guys. And Scott Carroll, there is a KC-135 tanker heading your way, so maybe that might be getting into Mildenhall. And Stephen, look, where would they go if that? But obviously they're not going to be fully armed with the armed missiles. They would be going on an exercise with dummy missiles, so they wouldn't actually be live missiles, they'd be dummy missiles. That's what they'd be using here. And thanks for that question. And that was questioned by Stephen. Thanks very much, Stephen. Any more questions, please do fire away. And here we go. So we've got them now taxiing out for departure. So this is the north side of Lakenheath. And these are the 494th. Now, I think this is the Boss Bird aircraft. Yeah, so we've got comms, they're now departing. Whoa, that's way too bright, sorry about that. Yep, so that one there's got a multicoloured tail. That is the Boss Bird of Lakenheath. So like I said, I will keep strum when I get airborne. So enjoy. south side. As you can see, they're getting ready for departure as well. That is also another boss bird. You can see by the multicoloured tail. That was good for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And we still do have a few over there waiting. I hope you really enjoyed that. So that was a nice match launch there. Going back onto the list. Saying hi to Cliff, about 11 o'clock Cliff. Saying hi to Wesley, Scott Wayne, Sarah, Airliners Live, good morning guys. Shirley, Caroline, Sarah says awesome. Keith, good morning from Salisbury, another place that I visit quite regular, down on the plane there. Morning Athens, how are you my friend, hope you're keeping well over in Holland. Craig, what's the difference between the boss bird from the rest? As far as I'm aware, you might get one of the squadron commanders flying us here. Obviously you've got the 494th Squadron, the 492nd Squadron and then the 493rd Squadron. So I do believe you'd have the commanding officer or the flight commander or one of the commanding officers flying that aircraft. Saying hi to Sean, Mario and John, are you parked by the burger bar? Yes. Saying hi to Stuart, that was class. And Stephen Luke's awesome from Swindon. Hope you enjoyed that guys. And if you enjoy it, I do have a new thing on the bottom of the page. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. It's on the bottom right hand corner. It's just something little thing. If you enjoy what I do, videos, my pictures, anything else, go along, pop along and buy me a coffee. It's not something you have to do. It's just there to say thanks very much. Hi Justin. Hi Chris. Those afterburners were absolutely awesome. What a roar, yes. It's certainly amazing, the sound coming from there. Absolutely brilliant. Saying hi, Aid from North Wales. Wife's family from North Wales, up from Lakenheath up there. Saying hi to Gary. Hi off to the loop. I have no idea. I have an airbound radio, but I didn't hear where they were heading. They may be heading off that way. Now, funny enough, today the wind was showing 06 in use, so that certainly stumped me for them to be using 2.4. And John from Houston, good morning. Good morning to you. So we still have another two out there, and then on the other side we have the Reapers getting ready to go as well, which are the 493rd. So we have the Panthers, which is in the 494th, which are the ones you've just seen go. 492nd, which are the one with the blue band, and then you've got the yellows, which are the Reapers, and they are the 493rd. And thanks very much, Shirley. Shirley just bought me a coffee. Thanks very much. I will enjoy that. Thank you. I have gone quiet for a few minutes, gathering the old thoughts. Saying hi to Shirley. So we are waiting for these guys to depart. And morning, Justin, how are you? Hope you're keeping well. Now these guys might be on a completely different mission than the last guys that have just taken off. Or by the looks of it, they're looking around the back of one of the aircraft, so they might be having a technical issue with one of them. And Steve Chase, is there any of the heritage aircraft still here? Yes, I do believe so. I do believe there is the blue one and the red one are still painted here. They got rid of the yellow one a long time ago. They repainted that one. Unfortunately, that was one I didn't get. There you go. So there is a technical issue with one of the jets. So very shortly they may have to abort that mission. And Ryan Lancaster, you can see me. Hi Ryan. Oh, where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? There he is. That's Ryan. That's Ryan. Sam, yeah, they should be at some point today. That's the question. That's the answer for you. And that's Ryan there. He's all the way up from Lincolnshire. He's come down here today to spot the F-15s. He's normally near Coningsby. So while they're trying to fix the aircraft, just to let you know, I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time on the bases here at Lakenheath and at Mildenhall. I've written a book, United States Air Force in Britain. And I was lucky enough to spend time with the 493rd and the whole of the base, including the fire department, the special forces, the security forces, the maintenance, the refuelers, everything. And the book covers everything in there. And then I was lucky enough to go over to Mildenhall and work with the 100s. And again, I was with the 352nd, which is the Hercs and the Ospreys as well. So I went over and worked with those. And again, the same kind of thing. Worked with them and was lucky enough to go airborne and do some air-to-air refueling with the F-15s in a KC-135. And yes, so Shirley's bought me a coffee. It was very nice. Thank you very much, Shirley. If you do like what I'm doing, I'd appreciate if you go and pop along bottom right hand corner of the screen, copy that into the browser, and then if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you're more than welcome to. And I'd really appreciate it. So another busy day here at Lakenheath. It was heaving up here yesterday. And the social distancing thing, don't worry, we are keeping ourselves apart. And before I left, I did Dettol the car a little bit, air freshened it, made it all smell nice inside. Steve Kemp, how many sugars? Normally I'm 2, but I'm trying to cut down, so I'm onto sweeteners. So that you can see the crew chiefs now walking away from the aircraft. That would either be a good sign that we're going to get 2 more departing, or a bad sign that one of them's going to have to go and take. But if I just pan around here, you can see another one with his canopy open. That's him getting ready to go up a bit later. So they're turning left, so they are, looks like they're going to be cancelling their mission due to technical issues. And Ken, look forward to seeing you. So as you can see, they're off back up the ramp on his way home, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll have some more taxiing down very shortly. That's the plan. Normally these aircraft will be out for about an hour and then they'll return. And saying, morning Matt. And Thomas Nicklin, is there anywhere decent for 06 when they're in use? There is a lay-by right down the end of the runway. It's not great. They'll come straight over your head, or they'll just to the right of where you'll be sitting. Not great, to be honest, down at 06 end. The best obviously place will be up here at the 24 end, because you've got even Dave's Burger Bar. Give him a little plug for Dave. Pop along if you're up here, pop along, get yourself a nice cup of tea, coffee, cold drink, burger, sausage roll, whatever you like. Absolutely fantastic. And on YouTube, play spotting Runway, just caught an RAF Hawk going into Liverpool. So Mark said if they go up for an hour and return, what would they typically be doing for a short hour? They may go over to Hull Beach Range, do a bit of dog fighting, general handling, whatever, 1,000 feet. If a KC-135 is up from Mildenhall, they may go and do some air-to-air refueling, practice, and then return. They may, if it's just over an hour, maybe 2 hours, they'll probably go to Mac Loop or up to the lakes. So yes, that's what they'll be doing. They'll be doing some general handling, some dog fighting. If you're over towards Great Yarmouth, Dash Kings Lynn area, that is where you'll look up to the skies and you can aircraft roaring above you. That'll probably be them. And sometimes they do go as far as up to Scotland, and that's where I was lucky enough to get my air-to-air refueling sortie. We went up to Scotland, and I was up there with the 494th, which was very nice. So what I think is happening here, guys, with that jet, I think the other one's taxied back, and he's going to be jumping out the cockpit, jumping into another one, and coming back down, because this aircraft's still sitting there waiting. So that's what I think is going to happen. I might be totally wrong, but that's what I think possibly could be happening. Saying good morning to Mark and Ken. No problem at all. If I can help with anything, please do ask. If I do know the answer, I'll give you. If I don't know the answer, I will go away and come back and PM you the answer that you have asked me for. Michael Blibley, they fly down the Daventry and Lichfield corridor. Yep, the Daventry and Lichfield corridors are air corridors that they fly down at a certain height to go to different parts of the country. So for argument's sake, if one's going down the Daventry corridor, they'll be told to fly at 10,000 feet to the end of the Daventry corridor, hook a right, and they'll go up to go to the Mac Loop, exactly with the Lichfield. The Lichfield corridor goes across the top of Birmingham, and then with Birmingham, then they can fly down through to the loop. They'll get clearance to go low level. They'll go low level and then do what they need to do, and then do the reverse. Saying hi to Western Plains Heathrow 2020 on YouTube. And saying hi to Paul Phillips and Dom Smith. Are these F-18s? No, these are F-15 Eagles from the United States Air Force with 3 squadrons here, 494th, 492nd and the 493rd. The one on the pan we're looking at is probably waiting for his mate to come back down. He is from the 494th. And then if I pan around over here, this pan over here is the 492nd. And at the back of the airfield, right in the distance where the control tower is, where the 492nd are based. And someone's saying to me, what time are the Mo's due? They are due a bit later this morning. And saying hi to Steve Lyons. Edward and me are tuned in. Morning, Steve. Hope you're well. Hope the family's good. No problem, Dom. Any questions, if I can answer it, we'll do. And Ryan, the police are here now. Oh dear. Oh yep, they've just pulled up into the car park. They're saying good morning, David Sycamore. Good morning. And they'll probably make a little visit over to us in a little while. So I do apologise about this one little aircraft sitting here. We are waiting for him and his pal. So hopefully he'll be popping down in a minute, coming down the ramp before departing. And what a mass launch we had a minute ago. Absolutely fantastic. I lost count on how many there was. I think there was about 8-ish. And when they return, sometimes they do a touch and go, or a low approach as it's known. They'll come along the threshold and then put the afterburners on, or put the not full thrust, but they'll put the thruster up and they'll go up and then go down the runway and lift up and come down leg for landing. That's what they tend to do. Some of them do come in formation breaks. You get two formation break, 4 formation break here at Lakenheath, which is a pretty good sight. I know they've done quite a few yesterday, so hopefully we're going to get a few today. And Dom Smith, would I recommend any good apps to track? Yep, if you go onto my YouTube channel, you'll find some tutorials on them. But ADSB, which is a free app, have a look on there. It's a good one. The other one is 360 radar, which is a paid one, which I use as well. Another one for civilian stuff is Flight Radar 24, and the last one is Freed Air. So there's a good option there for you to use. Is the burger bar there? Yes, he is still here. Dave's still here selling the best burgers. And the sound of freedom, Alan Barker. Yes, that is what the Americans call this when they depart, the sound of freedom. It's amazing for the split second of the noise, and then the bass just goes completely quiet. It's absolutely fantastic. So Kevin, yes, the subtitles you can turn off. I thought it was something at my end, but the subtitles you can turn off. It's the right hand corner of the screen. It's like a little cloggy symbol, and then it can say turn off subtitles or captions or something like that. So I'm going to pan around. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this or not, but this is going into Mildenhall over there. It looks like a KC-135 to me, going into Mildenhall. So we'll pan on that for you. So any of you AV geeks, you'll be able to look at that and be able to track that on Flight Radar, ADSB, and tell me where it is, or sorry, where it's come from, sorry, and what unit it's from. And that's runway 29 at Mildenhall. And Mark, were the first two apps you mentioned. So yeah, ADSB, so ADSB Exchange, and the other one is 360 Radar 360, which is the one I use. They're both, one's paid, which is the 361, and the ADSB one is free of charge. And Ryan, I think we've got the tanker. And Phil Ward, nice to see you live again. Top notch quality as usual. Thank you very much, really appreciate it. And Lee Collins must be getting a bit hot. He must be, yep, I agree. I think he was in that aircraft. He was, I think he'd be saying to his mate, hurry up, we need to get going. And plane spotting Runway, cool. KC135, and the same for Heathrow Western Plains, Heathrow 2020. Yeah, that was KC135 going into Mildenhall. And I know, again, I do apologise, I was waiting for the one aircraft, but hopefully his mate's going to be taxiing down very shortly. And Matt Smith, KC135, was Reach 891 from the 117 ARS, which is the Air Refuelling Squadron. Now I can see his canopy open in the distance, so I do believe he's getting a new aircraft ready. Mark, what camera am I using? It's a brand new one, so if there is any kind of snitches, I do apologise. This is the Panasonic CX350, which is I've recently just got. Sold a lot of stuff. I did have the Canon XA11. I wasn't getting on with it. I needed to upgrade, so I sold a bit more stuff that I did have. Sold one of the children and all her belongings, and now she lives in central London somewhere. Joking. Sold some of my camera gear and could afford this one, so hopefully the quality is a lot better. And there goes the police. Say good morning to them. Morning. Warm night, so we don't get disturbed by the police. So Mark Green, I'm on 360, don't have the BlackBerry, PI, etc, just seen the post. And what do you say is one of the best air bases to spot from Dom? I would say here at Lakenheath, Coningsby, RAF Valley is one of my favourites because of the low fence, if it's still got a low fence, it did have years ago. And John Rooney, unfortunately the F-15s don't tend to appear on many of the radars. The simple reason is they turn their transponders off. Every aircraft has a transponder which gives it a unique coding, and the apps work on a unique code, and if they switch the transponder off, then it doesn't come up on the radars, unfortunately. All the other aircraft does. So like any other aircraft, like the Hawks do, Tornadoes did regular, Typhoons do, the 135s do, all the other aircraft kind of do, but the F-15s for some reason they switch them off. Stu, so they've built a higher fence at Valley. Yeah, Valley was, because the wife is from North Wales, it was a perfect excuse to visit RF Valley and Mac Loop. They were like my second home. I'd drop the missus there on the Friday afternoon or whatever, and then disappear there, and she'd see me when it's time to go home. And Steve Chase, ADSB no longer appears on some Android apps. Yeah, Aid Griffin, the Tonkers, my absolute favourite aircraft. Absolute favourite. I'm saying good morning to Hermic, hope you're well. And Brad, morning Brad. And the frames per second seemed a bit low. Okay. I shall have a play with that when we drop off very shortly, and then we'll come back again. If the quids are up in the North Sea, it's a sign the F-15s are out and about. That's correct, Dawn. Yep. That's what normally happens if they're out on the North Sea. They tend to be up there with the 15s. And with the Tartans and the Voyagers, it seems to be the same for... It's the same for the other jets. So look at that, absolute quiet. But the place is heaving. I can look around. The car park is full. Everyone obviously keeping their social distancing. And Stuart stayed with the ATC in the 60s. And Sarah says, always sorted for food when you get there. Yep. Dave will be here for a while serving burgers, sausages, tea, coffee, cold drinks, whatever you like. And Jeff Black, I'm not a very aviation fan or expert, but find this fascinating. You might have converted me. Thanks, Jeff. And Nigel Mills, NATO 06 is up in the North Sea. So NATO, that would be either an E3 out of Waddington, or that could be another E3 out of, I can't pronounce this, but it's a German, an airbase in Luxembourg, which has all the other E3s part there, NATO one. And Kieran, as far as I know, I had a little play with the subtitles. If you go to the bottom right hand corner of the screen, there's a little coggy thingy. Coggy thingy sounded great, didn't it? If you click on that, it come up there and say about removing captions or something like that, and they will disappear. Chris Wheeler, you're upsetting Lady Lakenheath. She's doing a job for Aviation. What's that? She's more important than you. Oh, by the way, great parking. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. AWACS is from Germany. Yep. And Colin is watching from a freezing Johannesburg in South Africa. Thanks, Chris, again. And then Stephen, is any apps you can use? Yep, you've got the 360 radar, which is paid one, ADSB exchange, which is the free one, and so is FreeDAR is another one. And then for civilian stuff, you can get the what's it called? Flight Radar 24. That's the one. And Mark Dennis, sunny at Hull Beach. And Smoky Blondes in Chesterfield. Good morning to you. Good morning, Jim. And Cameron, is the Dover C5 still at the Heath? No, that departed yesterday, I do believe. Yeah, Phil, that's I use the 360 radar one. So Ryan, the C5, as far as I know, it disappeared yesterday. It departed yesterday. So we still await his partner. And by the time he gets going, I'm sure the other ones will be arriving back. Sound? It's back now. It's back now. Yeah. Right, I'm saying there's no sound, but the sound's back now. There we go. Well, it's all. Sorry about it. I just took the sound off for a couple of seconds. Someone came over and spoke, so I just flipped the old sound off for a couple of seconds. So I'm looking behind to see if any arriving aircraft. And Andy Tyler, I'm in the woods. Very good. And Phil Williams, I use the Uniden. Uniden's recommended. And Kieran, there should be some other jets coming in later on this morning. I'm saying hi to John. And I do apologise for the quietness. We are waiting for that aircraft over there. His buddy went and got the spare jet, I do believe. And don't forget, guys, this is absolutely free. But if you are so generous, at the bottom right hand corner of the screen there is a little link. If you want to copy and paste that, that will buy me a coffee, which I'd be greatly appreciated. Saying good morning, Des, and now the wife has jumped on. Hi, wife. Have a good day at work. And saying hi to Stephen from South Australia. Morning, Tony. And Martin hitting 500. That's great. It's brilliant. Thank you much, everyone, for watching. Really appreciate it. And Kieran is charging up his 125. I took actually Uniden 125. He's 25 miles away, so can hear the jets. And Cass to Troy. How often do you show military aircraft? I try and do shows as often as I can for the military stuff. And James Hatcher, good morning to you. And don't forget, we're on YouTube as well. And for everybody watching, thanks very much. can hear another aircraft starting up in the background. And Coco, good morning to you. And Darryl Richardson, good morning. So the other aircraft is starting up in the background. Hear the rumbles in the distance of the engine starting up. And Christopher Baker, Letchworth Gardens, good morning. Yep, Mick, yep, you're right, they should say May. Unfortunately, a typo. This is May, not March. I will change that very shortly. Thanks, Nigel, really appreciate that comment. Morning, Lisa. Good morning, Ryan. And dawn. It's a bit cloudy on the east coast of Norfolk. On the way up it was beautiful sunny Duxford area, but as soon as I hit towards this area it came over cloudy, but then the sun appeared, which is very nice indeed. We're just waiting for the other aircraft to taxi down. Morning, Jane and Kenneth. Morning, Leah and Keith from Litchfield. If you're on the Litchfield corridor, you must get some good sightseeing. I'm going across the top. And Sean, any radar apps for military aircraft? Yep, 360 radar, which is a paid one, ADSB, which is a free one, ADSB Exchange or FreeDAR. And Christian, where's the planned route? They'll unfortunately don't disclose that information. They'll just say if they're heading off to the lakes, or if they're going to the loop, or if they're just doing general handling up to the north. I'm quite surprised this one hasn't gone back himself for a bit more fuel. But we can hear aircraft at the back there. Good morning, Zach from Holland. And Trevor, I think they'll be gone before you get up here next week. I think they'll only be here for a couple of days. saying good morning to Stuart, and Arlie Van Dyke from USA, morning. And Lee George, good morning from Kirkby. And Richard, no they haven't. And Dawn says about the Marham's aircraft, F-35's heading off to the aircraft carrier. Yep, they'll be doing some night flying over the next week, get themselves prepared for it. Good morning Steve Lutz. Good morning Tom. Good morning Lisa. And Ken, Daz, I'll bring the book up and we can have an advert, yeah. Very good. Very good indeed. You two's at Oxford, not sure when it's due to take off, so you're at Bryce. I do believe there's two taking off at Bryce today. And we can certainly hear some more jets at the top there. And we have one now taxiing down at the back there. Here he comes. And Jim Smith just found you on YouTube, so got you on the big version. Fantastic. And Paul Rodriguez, good morning. Excellent. I've just been filmed on my competitor. So, after a long awaited, we've been waiting for a while. His teammate is coming down with a new aircraft after the other one, Tech. So we'll get these departing hopefully very shortly. And then what we'll do, we'll drop off for a while, and then we'll come back hopefully with the arriving aircraft and maybe some more departing aircraft in a bit. And good morning Prem. And this is an active airbase. So as you can see, what's happening now is the crew chiefs are coming out to go through the same procedure for every aircraft and make sure that aircraft is airworthy. The pilot will be talking to the crew chief, they'll be checking flaps, making sure there's no objects, making sure everything visually is okay with the aircraft, arming the aircraft up for the mission, whatever the mission may be. They won't be using real missiles, they'll be using dummy missiles, but it'll be anything at all on here. And once they're okay with the jet, and the pilot's okay with the jet, then they'll start talking to controllers to get ready for departure. And at the moment they're using 2-4. Now surprisingly I thought the winds were showing for 0-6 this morning, but as standing here there's not much wind at all. I would say they can use anything at the moment. But I really appreciate everybody watching and commenting, good or bad. Saying hi to Chris and Lee and Natalie. So we're going to get these guys going up after a longer wait, and then hopefully we'll get the arriving aircraft, and then hopefully when there's more departing we'll get those as well. So I will be jumping in and out of streams today for you, and saying hi to Wendy. And where is the Blackbird? If only. Long gone. And saying hi to Jerome. And I get this is absolutely free. So now, as you can see, the crew chiefs are walking away. They're all happy with the aircraft. Fantastic. And hopefully now they'll be talking to ATC to get clearance as soon as possible. And Gary, thanks very much. So morning to Ed. And Gavin. And Daniel, good morning. From Spotting TV, good morning. And Jenny from Down Under, good morning to yourself. And don't forget, we are on YouTube as well. If you haven't already, please do go along and subscribe. It'd be really appreciated. Saying hi to Clive and Lee. Unfortunately, all the air shows in the UK have been near enough cancelled. And David on YouTube, is there any night flying over East Anglia? The F-35s from Marham are night flying this week, getting ready for deployment. Saying hi to Brad and Brian from Doncaster. And Lee, yep, air shows are, might as well finish them off this year. Saying hi to Stephen. And are these permanently based at Lakenheath? Yep, these are the Lakenheath birds. These are the 494th. We had a mass launch earlier, about 8 to 10 aircraft, and one went tech here. We've been waiting for a while now for one of the aircraft to come back down from his hangar. And Mike Willis, are these F-15s? Yep, 15 Eagles. Caroline, late father used to take me there as a child and watch the aircraft. So here we go. We have movement. So once these get airborne, if there's nothing coming in or going out, I will drop off this stream. And hopefully we'll come back later on when we have arriving aircraft and more departing aircraft for you. And there we are, we have clearance for takeoff. And as per normal, we will go quiet now on the departure. I hope that was well, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And as you can see, we now do have an empty pan. So I shall bid you all farewell. There's nothing coming in and there's nothing going back out. So I will hopefully be back on a bit later. Hope you enjoyed that. I shall see you all very soon. Until then, see you soon. Bye bye.